Yeah, so here is the gist. Dr. Vee Kativhu is she's a young education champion from Zimbabwe. I came to know about her, I think, in 2022. And this is because at the Soina Foundation, we realized that the areas that we work in, the rural areas, actually need, the areas where we support need, I can say, education access. We use education access to champion for community development in Kajiado and other regions. And so doing that, I have to follow like-minded individuals so that I can learn so much from them. I can connect, I can know how they deal with challenges, how do they support the people they work with, what they do exactly. And I can say it's been, I don't know, but I have just been so amazed by her work. I have been following her. I see what she does. And one thing I like about Vee Kativhu is she talks about her work unapologetically. She talks about it daily, daily, daily. She introduces herself daily, like, hello guys, my name is Vee Kativhu. I am an education champion with the United Nations. And I'm the founder of Empowered by V. And she says everything that she does every single day without actually feeling like you had it yesterday or what. Because every day, of course, new people are coming in, but to me that is literally just telling your own story unapologetically. So I have followed her for a while. On 23rd of January 2023, she followed me. Like, that day I didn't sleep. I think my friend Wangoe knows that. I literally couldn't, you know. I couldn't sleep that time. So I'm trying to edit my Instagram meeting my idol. I just kissing a cat in Kenya for a month. Meeting my idol. So she, sorry guys, I'm trying to update my Instagram. Um, well, for me, I really don't know what people think when we call our fellow human beings idols, but for me, she is. I honestly don't even want to care at this point what that makes someone feel, because in what I do, and especially with education, I've come to learn so much from her. I have seen how she speaks to these issues and how she represents the marginalized, and when it comes to access to education in the African continent. So V, uh, oh God. So here's the thing. I will share the link to her YouTube and everything, so you can check her Instagram. Oh my God, I would recommend you following her on Instagram, because that's actually where you're gonna see everything. That's where she posts a lot, and you're gonna get inspired. She is her best friend, eh? Her best friend is Malala, guys. Yo, like, two people, like, those are like two great people when it comes to championing for education. So here is the tea now. I was invited for an event, and I was invited for an event here. We have a youth round table, we have other things, we have a reception at the palace and all that. And when I checked the attendees, I saw Dr. V's name, like, literally. So my name was like the first, and I was just trying to check the participants and everything, because we have a youth roundtable. And then when I checked, I saw Dr. Vee Kativhu. My heart skipped for a moment. I was like, this, no way, no way, no way. I've always wished to see her. When I went to the US, I wanted to see her, but then she's also a PhD student, and so it's so demanding. She's at work and everything. So when I saw her name, I was like, I'm so sure she's gonna be okay. I'm happy that she's here on the list, but I'm not sure if she's going to come, because as a PhD student, she could be having so many things that she's doing. She could be, she could be doing just her things, and maybe she may not make it. This morning I woke up and I was live on TikTok. I like to go live on TikTok because people engage. I like the TikTok community. They join when you're having a conversation. They will join and they will stick and they will want to hear. My G, Upendo, my G for life. Oh, hey, I'm crying, Upendo. I'm crying, like I'm literally crying. I can't wait to finish this recording and then I will call you. Anyway, so I tell myself maybe she won't come because she's a PhD student and probably maybe something comes up, blah 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 blah. So today in the morning I just woke up and I was like listening to this song, um, Jehovah Overdue, and I was listening to it. I actually posted it and I was like I know that God is a protocol breaker, and hey, Robbie anasema nimelia. Yeah, I've been crying the whole of today since morning. And so today when I was live on TikTok and we were just listening to music with my TikTok followers and engaging, we were talking stories, you know. People were asking me questions. What do you do? How did you start? And we were just engaging. And I was just talking to them like the way I'm talking to you, telling them who V is and why I really have waited for the longest time to ever meet her. So I stepped outside. I dressed up. I stepped outside. I was like, let me go take a stroll, because we stay at Vauxhall Bridge Road. Let me go and see that bridge. Well, I thought it's a big bridge. No, I thought it's like, like the London Bridge or something. Then I walked down there by the river. I was just walking and recording my YouTube videos. And it's at these moments that I just open Instagram to post my latest reel that I'm so grateful if you have engaged. And when I open Instagram, I just bumped into Vee's post, and she was like, it's her latest post on Instagram. She was like, guys, help me to choose my outfit as I go to meet King Charles at Buckingham Palace. And I'm like, yo, God, of all the prayers that you've ever answered, this is one of those prayers that I never saw it coming. I've always wanted. It's something I've wished for. It's something I've dreamt of. It's something I've told my friends. The day she followed me on 23rd January 2023, I literally I was just screaming everywhere and all that. So same case to when I saw her name on the list and when I saw her video that she's coming. For some moments I froze. I literally froze. I was like, whew, this is God answering my prayers in ways that I didn't imagine. So yes, that's to say that I will also be at the Buckingham Palace meeting the king, and of course we'll be having so many conversations that are very relevant to the issues that affect us as communities and the issues that affect like global community challenges that I can't wait to share and show you exactly why we're here. But my dream is not yet, like, oh God, the moment I see V, I don't know, I can't wait for tomorrow. So here's the thing, our activities start way later, but I came early because I was around, seeing some friends, and I just wanted to be here early, like 3 days early. So I've been at the hotel, and at some point, you just want to get tempted to ask if she checked in, but then I'm like, you know what, we're gonna be on the same program, so let me wait. I have patiently waited for like years, over 2 years. I've patiently waited for, like I've waited for the longest time. So waiting for one more day I don't think is gonna be harmful, so I'm going to be waiting. I hope to see her and talk to her, hear from her directly, have a conversation. I'm sure she's gonna share something that's going to be encouraging, and I want to see how we can partner with Empowered by V in Kenya to also support education and just do all that stuff that she does, and even bring Empowered by V to Kenya, host them and see, just guys, oh, I don't think you can really understand. Hey schoolmates, hi. Hi Olekim, how are you? So I've been excited, I've cried, I've done everything that I needed to do today. Uh, I have. Yeah. But one thing I'll tell you guys, just do, keep doing you, keep doing good, keep being kind. There is somebody somewhere telling people about you. And that reminds me, recently on Women's Day, I was called by Isuzu East Africa to be one of the recipients of the award for Women's Day, as one of the women who are, you know, trying. They're just trying, to give solutions and to different challenges. And when they invited me, this was a different award. It's not the award that people vote. It's the award that it's like you're honored. It's an honor. Honorees. And when I got to the venue and when I got to the venue at the registration desk, when I wrote my name, and this one young guy who I think works with Isuzu, who was at the desk, at the registration desk. Oh, that's my blood sister, by the way. Thank you, sis. Thank you. You want to see the meal on the plate? I will show you. When I was at the what is it called, that place writing my name where you register and all that, these guys said, "Oh, you're Soina. I nominated you." And I could clearly see that this guy is way younger than me. You get it? He's way younger than me. I was so sure he's just like a baby. I was so sure he's young. I'm not saying like baby, but he's young. So that means he's like, I felt like he's around 21 or something. And 21, 22, 23 latest. And he said that, "Oh, you're Soina. I nominated you for this award." And when I went back home, I was having a reflection, and I was like, sometimes we tend to think that the opportunities actually come from, maybe, if you asked me, who do you think nominated you for Isuzu, I mean him there, because then I'm 25. When if you asked me, who do you think nominated you for Isuzu, I wouldn't think for any moment. I would definitely think it's maybe somebody in the company, the top office and all that. But let me tell you, it was just a young guy. And that really made me to reflect and to appreciate the work that we do, that sometimes he couldn't even like really tell it was me when I came first until he saw the name. And so I'm older than you. And so that really spoke to me that, you know what, just do what you're doing. Somebody somewhere is getting inspired and telling someone about you. Okay? Yeah, so someone somewhere is inspired and is telling people big things about you. I think they need to clean my room. Okay, come in. So where was I? Sonia saidia my bro kupata kazi. Kazi gani, my dear? What is his skill? Kazi gani? Yeah, so guys, kwa hiyo story yote yenye nishawaambia, I don't know. But I'm waiting. I'm gonna share with you the pictures, the videos, and everything of our meetup. Entito angsova ever. Kabla uniambia takwenya ndo nitajibu vizuri. Tunaenda saa ngapi? Zawadi. I went outside. Nikiwa kwa njia, I got an emergency. And I had to come back to my room. So nimerudi because there's something I have to work on. Nitaenda, wewe usijali. I'm here for like so many days. Na kesho ninaenda shopping, so definitely I will. Don't worry. Tutaenda. At out of context, tu dem anakuanga ameiva. Thank you. My God is a protocol breaker. He's a what? Protocol breaker. This whole week I'm just like, oh my God. Bye, Mama. Anyway, this is an announcement for those people who've always wanted to be part of our activities as the Soina Foundation. On 20 bado uko na your house. Yes, I still have my house, Delto. I still have my house in Nigeria. Yeah, I do. So what was I talking about? Nimekuwa distracted. Oh, announcement about an event. We have an upcoming event. Yeah, we'll turn to my inbox. We have an upcoming event in Kajiado on the 22nd of this month, and we are going to be having barbecue in the wild. We're going to be having barbecue and bonfire in the wild, but we're going to be having a conversation. So I will be sharing the details on at the Soina Foundation page. That is where I think my team will be sharing the details either later today or tomorrow, and that's the reason why I had to quickly come, because we have deadlines that we have to meet. We have a very exciting event. This is just the pilot. It's an initiative that we aim to run in different regions. One is Kajiado, two is Bomet, and in Bomet we will actually do it in my in Bomet County. We're going to do it in my grandmother's place. It's intergenerational dialogue. We're going to have conversation. We're going to talk about how we grew up, what is changing, and we're going to speak to elders. We're going to have a conversation like what exactly is changing, and our key areas of focus is on education, is on climate change, and we just want to understand how things happened before, how things are happening now, what changed, what should we have maintained. And the key reason is because we want to promote intergenerational dialogue. We want to promote intergenerational dialogue, and we also want to make sure that we give traditional and indigenous knowledge the respect that it deserves. So as the Soina Foundation, we have this upcoming project. It's called Intergen for Community Development, and because I'm a community development advocate, we are using different avenues to address different needs, and to me, traditional indigenous knowledge is something very important. Recognizing its importance and using it is key for solving the various community challenges that we have. So on the 22nd of this month, we will be in Kajiado County, my Tisa. We're going to share details of how you can participate, but for you to be able to see this, please make sure you're following the Soina Foundation. That's where all our announcements will be made later today. You will know how to join if you want to join our volunteers group, if you want to just come to the field with us, if you want to support, if you just want to be, any way you want to be part of this is very, very, very welcome. So make sure you're following the Soina Foundation. If you go to my bio, you can always click on it's there in my bio. You can just always click on it directly. It takes you to our page. Please check what we do, check our website. Let me know if there's something that you're interested in, and we are hoping that from next year we'll be offering internship opportunities to students, and yeah, we'll be offering internship opportunities so that people can be part of us and work with us. So that's our first one. The next one, if you're still here, please listen in so that you know where we are coming next. The next one is going to be in Bomet County. We will also do Narok County. In Narok County, we're going to be hosted by Honorable David Olesankok. He's someone who shares a lot. Why? Because he told me the history of why our education is the way it is right now, and I think I loved listening to it. He told me so many things about how pressure from IMF pushed the late President Daniel Arap Moi to actually make education a bit more expensive than it was before, And like I said, this is intergenerational dialogue. I want to understand why we got to where we are. I want us to know what was happening before. We want to hear from our elders. We are going to be bringing children to our activities. We will have children in all our activities. We'll have people, yeah, what is it called? Younger than me. We'll have our age group. We'll have our parents' age, and we'll have our grandfather's age. And if we are blessed enough to find somebody older than that, we will also be having them in our programs. So we want to have this conversation really just to understand, because when Olesenko told me that long time when we had problems with IMF, and like their money needed to be paid back, the easiest thing that the easiest place to get that money, according to the former president, the late Daniel Torotich Arap Moi, was to add more money to education. And the reason being, education had become hot cake. People were going for education. Like, if you know that in our parents' time, have you ever heard of somebody saying masomo ya kitambo? If you know that in our parents' time, they used to go to school when they had the opportunity. You would see, like, personally, my grandfather put in so much effort to take kids to school, and that's, and I think everybody in my mom's family had a chance to go to school, because I feel like that time when people started understanding the value of education, they went for it. So that means many people are going to education. Now, according to Olesankok, what he explained to me, and this is it, he was trying to tell us why buildings collapse nowadays, why education is the way it is, why we have incompetence in different places. Now, here's the interesting catch. He said that long time ago, education was about ability. To study the hard courses, it had to be the ability, your brain capacity, your IQ, and so many things. So a long time before then, what they used to do is that if you want to study, if you are an A student, definitely you're likely to study medicine, law, engineering, and those other courses that, honestly, to me, I feel like those courses require IQ, requires concentration, requires so many things. I personally would not. I know that I'm not strong enough to be a doctor. I'm not strong enough to be... It's accepting myself. I'm not strong enough to be... maybe to study law. It's too much for me. So he said that at that time, it used to be merit. So when you perform, you go to school. But when IMF wanted Kenya to pay back money, and President Moi felt like the easiest thing to do is this education where everybody's coming, we will add money into it. So they started charging courses. That is now when they said medicine is this cost, this one is this cost, and you realize that those courses that were for the IQ guys, the heavy courses, is what they overpriced. So this brought about a problem where rich people afford. So if you afford, it was now no longer a matter of you have A. It was, if you have a C plus, you'll go to parallel. Actually, he was talking about the introduction of the privatization of university studies. So Olesankok told us that time, so the late President Moi was like, I am going to privatize education so that if you cannot attain these marks but you can pay, you will go. Oh, Diane, I'm happy. Oh, thank you so much. She is, and I saw that yellow emoji, and I am 100% sure you are Team V, of course, right? She loves that. That's actually her signature. Yeah. So he said that. So that time Moi introduced privatization, and so if you could afford, you pay. If you don't afford, that's it. So that is when it started, when it became expensive. If you have A and you don't have money, it means whatever your parent or whatever you can pay is what you study. So if you are an A student and passionate about medicine, but because of your grades and because of your finances, you had to go and pursue what is it called? You had to go and pursue let's say communications, that C students like myself. I'm not saying communications is, I know A students who also did that, but I'm just saying that now, because you wanted that strong course, but because you don't have the finances, you have to go for other courses. But then the people who are rich and do not perform could go because they know that return on this David Ole Sankoch man is so sharp, man. When he talks to you about, he was a student leader those days. So when he talks about these things, you listen to it and you're like, yo. So he said that. So if you have an A, if you have a C plus, you have a D, you have a C plus, for example, and you're rich. So that means you can afford the 600k that they put for medicine. So as students who could pursue medicine before the privatization of university education could now study other things, while maybe other students could now study what? My sister, thank you, sis. So other students started pursuing different things. So like A, C, so there was a turnover. Now that is, he was trying to explain to me in a respectful way, not to disrespect anybody. Personally, I'm a C student, so proudly I had my C plus in 2016, Matiangi babies. Yeah. I mean, at least I still went. I still went to what is it called? Public. Lenye nalipwa na serikali. But yeah, so everything started to make sense. So he was like, concentration span. It's not like, it's even about how you perform in class, how you're able to, is what shows that you really can handle the tough parts. Because honestly, medicine is not an easy thing. Engineering is not the easiest thing. Those actual science and those stuff, it's not easy. We all know that, and we agree that it's not easy. So that is when things change, and that is why things are the way they are today. Guys, that story, that conversation pushed me to take the intergenerational dialogue seriously. And so I'm hoping that you guys are gonna join, support, and everything. And we'll be doing podcasts that we will record our stories in the wild, wherever we'll be having these conversations, whoever we'll be having these conversations with. It is called Intergen Dialogue for Community Development. It is something I've always wanted to do as a communication student, as a passionate community development advocate, as a student, as a community development student. I just wanted to have this understanding and to share it with people so we can see what we have to borrow. Because even science borrows so much from indigenous knowledge, but they never acknowledge. They borrow so much from traditional knowledge, but where is the IP for their knowledge? So those are things that we'll be discussing, and I'm so happy. And I think, guys, from that story that I've told you of education, that story of that David Sankoch shared with me, do you think it resonates with what's happening right now? Do you actually agree that for sure that's one of the causes of the problems that we have today? Or one thing he also talked about, he said, now when education was made that much of a business, because now education is business, right? In Kenya, literally education is business. That's why people are buying degrees, people are selling degrees, people are doing all that. He told us that after that, now the people who could not comprehend much, and the people who didn't want to put effort in school and they just wanted the certificates, either could buy certificates. If not, they started turning units into courses. And I remember he gave an example of criminology, and he said criminology is supposed to be, or was, units that, as a lawyer you study criminology as a unit. That's what he said, that those days, as a lawyer, I don't know about today, as a lawyer you study criminology as a unit, and as let's say maybe police people could have it as a like a short course or a unit and all that. But today criminology is actually a course. So he was trying to break down of how now we had to simplify things for people who don't want to stress so much. We all know how stressful it can be, but they want the shortcut to actually get that degree. And so he also talked about Tyne, you're very right. Yeah. Sorry, let me finish. He also talked about okay, I lost it. What was I talking about? Okay, let me read this comment then. I feel like education was meant to be an equalizer, but it's now bringing the social class divisions in everything. Exactly. Especially when somebody tells me that CBC is going to be the best education system we've ever seen. I'm like, to you and your child in the urban center that have access, that's just for you. Because what people go through without CBC, my mom is a teacher. I am in a group where the who is who in the education system is. I'm in a WhatsApp group and I see the debates. I see teachers talk. I see not people. I see people say that, yo, this thing, even teachers themselves, they